What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 7. Before we start the podcast, I need to remind you guys, please subscribe the channel. There's so many people who listen but not subscribe. Like and leave a comment. Who you guys want to see next? We have a very good friend of us on this podcast, Cash. Tell me, what do you do for work?
Well, it's Dr. Cash to you.
Yeah,
Dr.
Dr.
Cash,
Cash.
yeah.
Dr. Cash.
I've gone by
I
Cash.
thought you were
here.
friends, bro. Oh. Dr. Cash.
My friends call me Dr. Cash. But, Cash came, my last name is Kashani. And Persians, they didn't really have last names like many years ago. I'm sure the same with Turks. So once this is like 100 years ago. And once they started kind of, trying to make up this whole concept of last names, their last names consisted of like the cities they were from or what kind of things they did,
And you make cash.
So, well, yeah. But my dad was from the city called Kashan. So Kashan, they called themselves from Kashani or Kashani. And that's what my last name was for many years. And it's still Kashani. But when I came to Vegas, just a lot of people called me Cash as short. And it's kind of catchy. So I kept it. And I opened up my office, which is our med spa, or our medical center. That's Dr. Cash Inc. And that just kind of stuck. And we made a nice logo, and it's a black and gold sort of theme.
And
So,
I mean,
yeah.
it's not wrong. You are making cash. So.
I mean, yes. I don't take insurances.
Yeah, you make cash.
Just cash patients.
We are cash patients, yes. That's how it started. Yep.
Wait, so hold up. We call you Cash, but what's your first name?
My first name is Kaveh,
Oh, okay.
but I think everyone just calls me Cash now. So
Yeah.
Kaveh.
Kaveh
is
means
Turkish.
It means coffee.
Really,
Yeah.
Kaveh.
wow.
So you're my favorite thing in
Well,
Turkey.
I mean, Turkish coffee is really good.
Oh, it's my favorite. It was the best thing about being there.
It's hard to find it, but it's thick, and
It's strong.
we have a lot of people that know how to read the fortunes, right?
Yeah. I've done that before.
They're Turkish, and then they look at it and like, oh, look at this face or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, you're like, That's when I'm going to start calling you coffee then.
And
That's right.
It's also strong.
It's very strong.
Yeah.
It's probably the strongest coffee you get.
Yeah.
Bring you back to life. Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of shit.
I mean, it's thick. The bottom is thick.
Yeah.
You gotta shake it
Yeah,
up.
it's got all the grounds or grinds in there.
Yep.
Look, I learned something even. You see, we learned his new. Real
Yeah, I
name.
didn't realize. I just always called you Cash. That was for years.
Yeah. Kaveh Kashani, and it's now just Cash.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part in the time we live. Like, for instance, if somebody has a certain name on Instagram and social media and he
Yep.
gets big, people know him as that name. There's
Exactly.
people I don't even know their real name. Like,
Yeah, of course.
you call, like, for instance, Victoria, like Six Pack Chick, or like
Yeah.
there's people like I don't
Renee
even know your
Jewett.
name. Like,
Yeah.
what's your real name? Because it's like
That's right.
social media.
That's right. That's right. And that's
But
like
that's why you did a good job.
Yeah.
Nobody forgets cash.
I mean, I've met a few people named Cash now for some, people.
Really?
People are naming the kids Cash. With
Huh.
a, Cash,
With a C.
Cash with a K. No.
What with a K?
Ah,
Okay.
So Kashan is with a K, right? So I just kept it as K. The Cash with the C is kind of cheesy, right?
Yeah. It's kind of like a little, yeah.
It's like
It's not classy.
Yeah.
K is very classy. Should we tell the listeners your secret? What your real name is? It's not really Conan with
Most
a K.
people don't know my real name either.
He's got a very hard last name. Yeah.
Yeah.
First name too.
Yeah, nobody knows my first name.
I know what it is. I know what it is.
Put it in the comments if you
Yeah,
want to guess what his real name is.
It
It's
starts
not
with-
Conan.
It starts with a K.
It does
Yeah.
start with a K.
But not with
It's close to Conan, but it's not full.
No, I see it as I saw it somewhere on your WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
but
Or
funny
or
is
Cash App.
Yeah,
Cash App, yeah.
Your Cash App has a real name.
Where we all do the deals,
that's right. It all goes down.
All goes down. But that's the marketing is everything.
Yeah.
Like when I 2010 changed, like did my Instagram and called myself Conan the Barbarian.
That's
People
right.
like that's a dumb name. Like people laughed at me, and now,
mean, yeah.
now people say that was a genius idea.
Yeah.
Nobody forgets the name Conan.
Yep.
If I meet
Absolutely.
someone and I say Conan, oh, that makes sense. I'm like, it's crazy.
Well, you fit the profile too. You know?
Yeah.
You fit
Conan the Barbarian.
and that was your comedy stage name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like, that was very interesting to me to see you like that. You know,
Yeah.
like this giant bodybuilder who does stand up. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I watched some of his. I can't find it anymore on YouTube.
Yeah.
But
you watched me live too.
I never came. You invited me
Oh,
several times.
we gotta do that. We gotta
didn't
do that.
know.
I didn't know you're still doing it.
I
Yeah,
do.
well,
I-
here and there.
I watch whatever videos I can find on
Yeah.
YouTube, which I can't find anymore. You know,
they're
they're
unlisted.
unlisted. Why, you're
He's
banned?
like, shh.
No, it's just like unlisted. It's just
Yeah.
for invitational.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Invitational. His
Like,
only fans of comedy.
You gotta
Yeah.
subscribe.
Yeah, I need to make OnlyFans for stand-up comedy.
yeah. I mean, look, that's what everyone's doing. OnlyFans doesn't always have to mean
No.
taking
Yeah.
your clothes off,
Just
right?
support people. Like, it's the same with like streamers.
Yep.
You can subscribe to streamer. You could also watch him without to subscribe.
Right.
But if you really, because you want to support
Support.
him, you subscribe.
Right. And it's just like, you have so many choices of entertainment now.
Yeah.
And if you like that particular person and you want to hear them all the time, every day,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I also want to start streaming, like gaming. Yeah.
Yeah, I always say just take your
I
shirt
don't
off.
know if
People will watch you.
I don't know if you knew, I was a professional gamer before.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like I'm a man of many interests.
You got a lot of talents. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's bodybuilding probably wasn't a talent. I was just stubborn.
Hard work.
I'm like, I'm not gonna stop.
That was hard work. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what do you do for fun? What are your things?
Well,
Or do you just like to shoot people in the face with
yeah, that's
injectables?
that's mostly what I do. Yeah, that's pretty fun for me. I hit the gym and that stuff all the time. I used to be a trainer. I don't know if you know that.
No.
I used to be a trainer from college, out of college.
Really?
My first job, I was trying to go to med school, and I had like a year or two off to take my MCAT and these prerequisites, basically finish them up, do some volunteer work or whatever. And I was a trainer at, this is like 2000.
Wow.
Yeah, long before
In
you were.
which gym?
This was just there wasn't a lot of gyms around back then, but it was 24 hour.
Yeah. Where did
Yeah.
you live?
That was in Irvine.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They have a lot of 24 hours in there.
Yeah, that was where I was a personal trainer. Was at 24-hour fitness, but in Summerlin here.
24 hour fitness.
Yeah.
I mean,
But they
24
got
hour, yes.
bankrupt.
They were bankrupt, that's right.
There's only a few left.
Yeah, somebody bought them and owns them, right?
Yes.
EOS bought some of them.
Oh.
Yeah, EOS is becoming big.
Mm-hmm.
They're 24 hour fitness. Back in LA or Orange County where I lived, it was LA Fitness, 24 hour fitness, and I think recently Lifetime and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Equinox and those kind of
Mm-hmm.
places. you
Like
know?
fancier ones.
Right.
Where do you feel the most comfortable? Are you a fancy pants or
I like them all, honestly. I go to several of them now. I got a home gym, EOS, and then one called Anytime.
Oh
Anytime
yeah,
fitness.
yeah.
You
They're kind of just small, but yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to put up massive weights like you.
Yeah, but you should join the Fit Club, bro.
Yeah.
You were at some point member. Then
Yeah.
You left.
I came here before. Yeah.
Yeah. you
It was
need
an
to-
awesome place. Yeah, it's got good vibes. It's not too crowded.
No, it's
you know?
never.
And people that come here, they're serious.
Yeah, and you're not gonna get shoot like LVC.
Oh my
you know?
gosh, please don't.
Oh my god.
It's terrible. Absolutely
I'm
terrible.
gonna get canceled, but I don't care.
It's so sad though.
you-
Like, what the
it
fuck
is
world are
sad.
we living in?
I mean, what was it over? Do you know?
No,
I have no idea. I don't
and-
think they've
and
released.
The sad part is they killed the employee.
Yeah, there
Did
was
they?
an employee
On
that passed
accident?
away.
Yeah,
Oh,
crazy.
gee.
I mean, I don't know if somebody just walked into the front and started. I
uh,
don't think they've released like information
A
about it.
friend of mine I saw who works for K9, he told me
Wow.
he had a machine gun, but he,
Oh
he,
my
he
gosh.
probably wasn't trained enough, so he emptied the gun, but killed one. I'm like, you need to go to aiming, like
I mean,
go
I'm
to
glad.
a gun range before you plan something like that.
I
Man.
mean,
That's terrible.
That's the thing about the whole carrying weapons in here, in this state at least, is that anybody could carry a weapon.
Yeah.
And I see guys all the time that have their holster on, you know?
Yeah.
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 And yeah, I mean, mental health is a real thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy is like sometimes when I'm having a roid rage, I'm like, you never know who has a gun in his car.
Yeah.
So you rather like not say it because Ryan told me the other day a trainer died because of that. Like, he went out of the car and the other guy came with the gun and killed him.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like savage.
I mean, I
Did
know
the-
a lot of guys, a lot of my friends that they pack a gun in their car all the
Yeah,
time, at
yeah.
all times.
Yeah.
Just in
So
case.
be safe.
Just in case.
I mean,
Yeah.
Like,
I-
there's so many countries in the world. There is no, like, you don't do that, but they are safe too.
Yeah.
I'm not against guns. I love that I have a right having a gun at home.
yes,
But I don't see a point bringing a gun to my car.
yes,
Because you never know how rational you make a decision. Like, somebody says something to your wife or something, and like, you
Yeah.
never know. People
I
are
agree.
mentally not
Yeah.
strong.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
it's-
You shouldn't, like, the law should be like, you can't carry him everywhere.
Right.
It should
I
be
agree
just
with
at
that.
your house, at your.
Yeah,
like-
unless I mean you have a license to carry, you can.
But
carry
why
it.
should you have a license other than being a police or security?
Yeah, I think if you have a license to carry, they should have to do a mental health.
There's a license.
background.
There's a concealed license permit that it's not that hard to get either.
Yeah, you have to take like
Yeah.
the course and learn how to use a gun, but I
Right.
really think they have to do a mental health screening these days.
like big time.
Like, come
Yeah.
on.
Big time. Yeah. I mean, look, these shootings are gonna happen again and again and again.
Yeah.
And either we just accept it as part of life, or
Yeah, we do something
but,
about it.
but there's just the big division in people that
Yeah.
want it or don't want it, right?
Well, that's the hard part is like I feel like in so many things, let's just find a middle ground. Right? Like I could see you do have a right to own a gun, but
But at
let's
home.
let's put some other, like let's put a mental health check on there if you want a concealed weapon, to
Right.
carry and all
Right.
of that. Like just a little bit harder to do, I think would save a lot of, I don't know. I mean,
I don't think even at this point there's never going to be we can't not allow it anymore because we are so far in it.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Go home to home and collect guns? That's
Yeah.
not possible.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we are so deep in it. You need to find another
Just
solution.
more regulations. Just
Yeah.
more regulations, I think.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
Like when I came to the U.S., was fascinating that some store says you can't bring a gun in. I'm like, why the fuck do they write that in a restaurant? But it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, in the old days, cowboys, they all had guns.
yeah.
I mean, we are in the Wild West here. I forget
Yeah.
that being in Vegas. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is the Wild West.
We were the frontier.
Yeah. I mean, I was born and raised here. We went shooting, like my
Right.
dad would take us and, to the gun range or wherever. And
For how many
you know.
years are you living here now?
I've been here since 2017,
Oh, not
okay.
that-
full time. Yeah. I
Not
was
that-
going back and forth, working a little bit in Orange County, working a little bit here, and then I just realized, Cali's, just going to hell.
It's
so,
Cali.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah,
I
you-
ended up staying here.
Yeah, and you're in the right place. Like that's what I want to talk about. Vegas is all about looking good. I mean, Cali too, but I feel like Vegas
Yeah.
is like everybody wants to look perfect, and it's sometimes not perfect. It goes in the wrong direction, but you
Right.
are in the right place.
Yeah,
So
I
was
mean,
that one of the decisions why you came to Vegas?
That wasn't the reason. No, I mean,
No tax.
I think that was a big decision. Yeah, that was a reason. I mean, it was definitely there's like 2 or 3 things that were really annoying in LA or Orange County, California. It was the high cost of living.
Absolutely.
It was the massive amounts of traffic and how much time you're spending in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and obviously a lot of taxes and
Yeah. Yeah, you're working to pay taxes pretty
I,
much.
I don't even see anything positive.
I don't see anything.
the
positive.
weather. The
compared-
weather is
com-
nice.
The weather's okay.
It's
It's okay.
with air conditioning, everything is okay.
Yeah. I mean, I still when I go there, I still use the air conditioner.
Yeah.
It's not as dry. I would say that's probably the best part.
Yeah, and there's water. I like that there's,
There's-
some ocean.
Yeah, there's. I mean, it's not dry. The weather has some humidity. Like it's dry here. People get a lot of allergies. I get allergies all the
Oh,
time.
Oh, it's
yeah.
so dry here.
Our
I mean,
office,
I'm a
yeah.
singer. Like, it's the worst
Right.
for us. Like,
That's
it's
the
so
part, yeah.
dry. But still, it's,
Yep.
But Vegas is good.
yeah.
Yeah, Vegas is awesome, and it's close to Cali. I still get a lot of people come visit me from Cali.
Oh, that's good.
It's not that far. Yeah.
And look, everyone wants to come to Vegas at least a couple times a year.
Oh, absolutely.
Not everyone wants to go to Cali a couple times a year, but people will come to Vegas.
Yeah, for sure. It's like
So, yeah.
the place to visit.
Right.
So tell us what your clinic does. What do you guys do?
Well, a lot of things. I guess the main thing that I do now, I would say, our top 5 services. Well, believe it or not, it's actually the first one is weight loss.
Really?
Weight loss, as you know, the big trend with the
Ozempic.
Ozempic, tirzepatide,
that's right,
retatrutide,
the
all of them.
GLPs, yeah,
The GLP-1 antagonists.
GLP-1, which was Ozempic to begin with.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure about this medications about 2 years ago. You know, I thought it was kind of one of those big pharma scams. You know,
Yeah.
Till you tried it and it works.
and till I started prescribing to people, and yeah, they started seeing good results, and people came in asking for it. You know, and obviously they had to be fit some criteria. You know, you have to have obesity, BMI, what you categorize as BMI over 30,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, we check your blood work and everything first, and if everything's okay, yeah, we put you on these
Good.
several months. I mean, at least a few months trial,
Mm-hmm.
and it's usually you kind of get in and you get out. That's the goal.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
GLP is like such a big topic, so I want to talk a little bit about that. So you actually, it's not legally just give it to him without tests. So you need to do this test, right? Because online it's getting easier and easier to get that
It's
stuff.
ridiculous.
Yeah. The compounding.
That's the wild west right there.
Yeah.
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 So for you guys, if somebody comes and he's not fat, you can't give it to him.
Well, yeah, you could give it to them, but you know, as real doctors or professionals that take an oath to practice the right medicine
Yeah.
and whatnot, you try to give the right people, because there's always a risk and benefit to
Yeah.
everything you do, right? Especially
Absolutely.
drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to see, okay, is this person has a good reason, right?
Yeah.
And I haven't seen anything terribly negative about GLPs or GIPs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, short term at least.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's another interesting thing because this medication doesn't exist long enough to
Right.
say what's happening in
Right.
10 years or 15 years.
And people ask that all the time. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm a little bit, scared. How's it going to affect me? I'm like, well, look, we don't know.
Yeah.
But so far that I've seen, everyone has tolerated it for the most part pretty well. Almost everyone gets results.
Yeah.
And I think it's a very good option if you can't be disciplined enough to, tone down and eat right and exercise, right?
Yeah.
And I would say most of the people that I see, they're not exercising much.
No,
Mhm.
They want the cheat code,
that's the
Yeah.
problem.
right? That's the problem, yes.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, what do you think is like the biggest mistake people are using or doing when they're using these? Like,
Well, yeah, that is
And not eating enough protein, probably.
well, yeah, a lot of them don't. Yeah, they're losing a lot of muscle, obviously.
Yeah.
yeah.
They're becoming kind of flabby. They're losing weight.
Oh, absolutely. Their
they
skin's
become-
getting saggy because they're losing too much muscle and fat.
Right.
You
So
know.
I always say you have to drink. I mean, the medication makes you not want to eat anything.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's the crazy part.
At least the Ozempics, the Ozempic, which was semaglutide, it doesn't make you want to eat anything, right?
Yeah.
In fact, you probably look at food and get sick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you got to kind of force yourself to eat, drink a lot of water, and when you do eat, you got to eat a lot of high quality proteins and vitamins and minerals. I mean, people lose their hair
Yeah.
all the time. They complain about that because they don't get their vitamins.
Yeah. They're not
Because
getting
they're not
enough
eating.
nutrients in.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got to supplement them with all the vitamins and vitamin D specifically.
Workout.
And obviously working out too. Now a lot of them complain because I'm too tired to work out. Well, you're gonna be tired when you don't eat.
Yeah.
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 Right? So eat some food. Remind yourself to eat. Throughout the day. If you want to put yourself in ketosis,
Mm-hmm.
you easily can with
Yeah.
with these shots, right? Because you're gonna not want to eat much, and after 3-4 days, your body will start going into ketones,
Yeah. Absolutely.
right? And you can check that with the strips, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna feel like the flu-like symptoms for a little bit. Feels like crap,
Yeah.
but then after that, you'll get used to it, to running on ketones.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, I've never tried it, but ketones make your brain a lot more clear, and you only basically eat once a day,
Mm-hmm.
and you're eating just protein and fats,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you make your body change to a whole different source of fuel, which is fat. Basically, it becomes a fat burning machine.
Yeah. So you think it's helpful when people are doing, intermittent fasting and keto
Yes.
dieting? It's
Yes.
definitely can go hand in hand.
Absolutely, yeah. And they'll get results on that.
Do you think the most successful people though are ones that go in with like a long-term, approach to it, like still exercising, still thinking
Yes.
about nutrition,
Yeah, of
actually
course.
being on a nutrition plan?
But I think that's
course.
the biggest problem. Like
Yeah.
I see now they say like in Hollywood that's a big problem right now because so what people don't understand is so if you lose weight and half of it is fat and half of it is muscle,
Yes.
that fat comes back if you eat.
Of course,
But
yeah.
the muscle is not coming back.
It comes back much harder.
Yeah, like if you don't train, it's not coming back at all.
I mean,
So that's why, like you said, you need to be forcing yourself to eat. Because I tried 2 weeks GLP when like years before.
When it first came out,
Oh, it was terrible.
semaglutide. Yeah.
I couldn't eat.
yes.
We were on a cruise. I
The worst time to take
yeah,
it.
I'm like,
I find a lot of my patients like they come there for GLPs and they go on cruises. I have no idea why.
no,
Because I thi-
mine was like I came out of a competition.
Yeah,
And
he
I
didn't want
wanna
to
binge.
overeat. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I couldn't eat at all.
Yes.
Like I'm looking at the food. I'm like, this is
It's
disgusting.
And you shrink.
But
like,
you know what?
Yeah.
It kind of taught you to like enjoy things for the quality of the
Yeah.
food rather than the quantity.
Yeah, that was
right?
a good thing. Like she
Yeah.
said, I enjoyed a little bit food and I ate what I like
Yes.
instead of like, oh, I need to be full. I need to be like,
Yes.
that's a good thing.
Yes. Especially with the tirzepatide, which is the Mounjaro Zepbound.
Yeah, it gives your brain a
Especially
little bit
with,
more.
you kind of you get hungry. People could enjoy their foods a little bit. But regardless, you still can't eat that much.
Yeah.
But I think I hear this in my office all the time, is people have various issues with eating. And part of it is overeating, and part of it is like nervous eating,
Yeah, emotional eating.
emotional eating,
Yeah.
like boredom, stress, right? And so those are all reasons which these medications cut that noise, and
Yeah.
people love that. And I get a lot of people, that just love it for that, even microdosing it.
Yeah, it can really help like rebuild a healthy relationship with food.
But I think the most people don't use it that way.
No.
I think this medication should teach you eat healthier
Yes.
to maintain it. But it's like you said in the beginning, it's a cheat code.
The cheat
And
code, yeah.
yeah.
The cheat code for just ins is very much less than
Yeah.
out, right?
Like for instance, when they ate before a whole pizza, they eat now a third of a pizza.
I
But
mean,
you're
one
still
slice.
eating a pizza.
That's right. That's right.
So that's I think the biggest problem with GLP.
Yeah. Is relying on it. I think that you can use it as a tool in your toolbox with
Yep.
nutrition, with exercise, with good healthy habits, but most people are just relying on it. And then there's no end to that, right? Like
Yeah.
I have family members that are just cyclically always taking it and then they gain it back and then they take it
Yes.
again, and it's just like a never-ending
And that's
yo-yo
a
diet.
And that's a bad cycle because if every cycle you lose muscle.
Yes.
So if every cycle you losing more muscle and more muscle and more muscle, and then
Yes.
at some point your metabolism is slower because you have less muscle.
That's right.
And it's making people look older. Have you seen this where their faces kind of sink in and they're getting
because
like
they're
saggy?
losing the muscle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
your face is
Well,
muscle too.
It's a your facial fat mostly, and facial muscles are not very thick, right?
Yeah.
Except your masseter, right? But yeah, I mean, it's the facial fat first, and then obviously the muscles go afterwards. They don't shrink that much, but yeah, you look older as a result. I mean, that's what I do after weight loss is the Botox and the
Yeah.
fillers.
There you go. There's your, I'm sure your number two highest.
And my industry, I guess I call it my industry, the aesthetic field. There's just the part I don't like about what's going on now is like they're kind of taking advantage of the era, right? And all they're trying to do is advertise, how to treat GLP patients after they lost their weight.
Yeah.
And they're so excited about giving us new devices to like fill their face back up, or you know what I mean, or tighten their skin. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's like, and I don't really see patients as like just this cash machine that I have to milk all the time.
Yeah.
That's the disappointing part.
But that's America.
Yeah, exactly.
They give you a medication, and then for that medication you need to take this for the side effect. For this side effect,
That's
you
right.
need this one. Then for one medication, you have like 4 medications.
That's right. And I have a problem with that for sure. I mean, I have a problem when someone has, someone gets undesirable results, or they lose too much weight, and now they need, let's say, some sort of other thing to tighten their skin or have surgery for a tummy tuck, let's say. It's if you there's better ways to do things, I guess. I think we're in an extreme society in some ways. We want to go either really big or really small, or and we have these kind of trends. And right now is the Ozempic era. You know, the fat booties aren't anymore, right?
But
Yeah, we're back in the 90s. I mean,
Right.
the 90s was all about being skinny. I grew up in the 90s, and it made me feel like shit about myself because I was never
Yep.
a skinny person.
Yep.
And
but
yeah, we're
there's
back
more
there.
and more butt lifts too. Are you
Yeah.
doing that?
Butt lifts? No, I'm not doing
Not
butt
lifts
lifts.
like butt,
But there are some.
Do you like fillers, right?
There are some collagen stimulators, fillers you could do to fix or address hip dips, or some skin laxity, or kind of tightening the area. Sure.
It's crazy. Back in the days, it was more like the Miami area where it did that. Now
Yes.
Vegas is, they're everywhere.
Yes.
And they are getting better, but it still kind of looks weird.
Yeah.
Like it looks like almost like somebody had Pampers on, like,
Diaper butt. It's called the
Diaper
diaper butt.
Yeah.
and they have no legs. It's like
yeah.
a stick legs, and then the ass.
looks-
Like, how is this possible?
It looks weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like two watermelons.
Yeah, it's like having as a man huge boobs, but you have no arms. How you have no arms if you lift heavy?
It's like that one guy on YouTube. He like injected himself with oil. You
Oh,
know.
Yeah, the synthol.
Valentino.
Yeah. And
Greg Valentino.
that guy.
Yeah.
It just looks ridiculous. Like how? I mean, that's the level of, body dysmorphia that
Yeah.
you think that looks good,
Yeah.
right? Because you're just
Yeah.
looking at the peaks, right?
I think also people focus on looking different. So they don't even sometimes, I don't think they want to actually look better. They want to be different. That when you
People
walk on
stare
the
at
street,
them or-
look at this ass.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, looking different. You could look like a freak. I mean,
Yeah.
you could tattoo yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Tattoo your face and head.
Yeah, and just
I see
be
a lot
different.
of that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think people just want to like be set apart. And they think that maybe people are looking at it because it looks good, but it's
No,
not. It's like
that's
you're
the
looking at a
that's the
car
problem.
accident. You can't look away.
Yeah. I don't think they think it looks bad. I think.
They think that really looks good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They must think. I mean.
So do you have any like face dysmorphia at the clinic sometimes with people?
There's all kinds of the dysmorphias. you
Yeah.
know? But face, yeah. I mean, thank God we kind of got out of the trend of the filling the cheeks
Oh,
phase, right?
That's
Like
just
this
so bad.
scary. It was like
Terrible.
Did
chipmunk.
that stop now?
I mean,
Getting
yes,
less.
yes.
That's so
And
bad.
Thank God there's a lot of educators on social media that are talking about it.
Good.
Well, one, Hollywood put some really bad actors and actresses that had these terrible
Yeah.
faces, right? So we all saw that. And we go, okay, that doesn't
Don't
look
do
right.
that.
Yeah, don't do that, right? And then eventually, and some of our people in our industry, they post these, horrific, bad jobs or,
Yeah.
people that look, or complications of overfilling the face, whatnot, right? And eventually, I think it's catching on, and people are not filling their face up as much.
That's
That's
good.
good.
And,
Because
and
that looks terrible.
the lips too, which
Oh, that was
I'm so happy about because
like
I hate putting more filler in already overfilled lips. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, that's it. No more for you. You're cut off.
yeah.
I mean, I'm the wrong person to say, make jokes about, because I always feel I'm way too small.
Yes.
No matter how big I am.
Yeah.
So I think that's how these girls feel. Like they're like,
Yeah.
my lips could be bigger.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it could be bigger, but I don't know if it looks better. Actually,
Yeah.
That's
No,
like,
I always compare it to bodybuilders and their body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
Because they always don't think they're big enough, right?
Yeah.
And it's the same with the lips, right? They kind of get like normalized.
Because you get
over-
used to it,
Yes.
right? They get used to it, and they're like, "Well, I want to
yeah.
feel different again. I want to
because
feel,
you see
yeah,
yourself all day.
yeah,
Right, so you get used to that size lip, and then I always have them in my office. Like, go back to many years ago when we first did it. Look at yourself there.
Do you take before pictures for that?
Of course,
Yeah,
yeah.
good.
Every visit we take pictures.
So you can be like, "Here's,
But yeah,
it's
remember
still
you?
different."
But that's a good thing because
yeah,
like even me now looking back in my career, I'm like I should have stopped somewhere here. Like I have like a range,
Right.
But I'm like I look good here,
Right.
But I was thinking I'm way too small.
yes.
But it goes back up and up and up and like
Yeah.
I think that's the same with plastic
You always
surgery.
want more. Yeah, you're just
I mean,
always wanting more.
Why do you think that's the case? Are you, I mean, comparing yourself to the other bigger guys, or are you comparing yourself to yourself, or what would you want to be?
No, I think in bodybuilding it's like not progressing is the worst part.
Mm-hmm.
So going to the gym to look the same way is just not motivating.
Right.
But to getting bigger,
Right.
better is exciting.
Right.
It's like, would you go to work, earn exactly the money that you can pay only your bills, and you can afford anything, like always the same? No.
I mean, there
You
are
wanna-
some people that
You
live
want
that
to make
way.
more money. You want to
Yeah.
make more money. You want to be more successful.
Right. 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 Well, I think with the bodybuilding, there you have these phases, right? You have the bulking phase, you have the cutting phase, right? You can find challenges and except for just keep growing,
Yeah,
growing
that's the problem.
to unlimited proportions, right?
Yeah.
And your body is just it's limited. I mean, our lips are limited with how much you can put in it before
Yeah.
it looks weird,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Same with the body. I mean, I mean, luckily you're tall. You
Yeah.
could probably put on another 50 more pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it wouldn't look
You know
weird.
what I mean?
Yeah. But it's crazy. Like I started my journey 165,
Yeah.
and I was last year
That's crazy.
285,
Wow.
and I still felt like I'm small. But it helped me being in a country where bodybuilding is not big, because wherever we went, people want to take picture with me.
That's
were
right.
staring at me. I'm
That's
like,
right.
okay, I think I'm really big now.
Well, and I
That's right.
think like when you're in a city like Las Vegas where
Yeah,
everybody's pretty big, you got a lot of famous bodybuilders here. Like
Yep.
you get reminded when you go to a country, like Turkey, where I mean I was also the most
Yeah,
muscular
they were
girl.
asking her,
Like they all
are you
thought I was like a woman's
bodybuilding?"
bodybuilder. I'm like, I don't have that much muscle, but there
Yeah.
it's like women aren't really muscular, and so it's kind of
Yeah.
a nice little like boost of confidence when you're in Vegas. You really compare yourself to all. But in plastic surgery or in face things, do you think because in Vegas it's so normal that people also kind of forget what normal looks like?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're kind of used to different extremes here. You know?
Yeah.
There's a lot of freaks out here, so because we've seen them,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
hard to impress.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it is hard to live in Vegas. Like, even me now being retired, I'm like, I want to be lean because I see somebody looking leaner. Like, you want to chase, like, you want to look better and better and better because the people around you, you're in a city where it's very objective, like,
Of course, yeah.
it's crazy.
Of course, yeah.
So I think it's a hard city to live.
Yeah, if you live in Vegas, remember that. Like, remind yourself.
Well, you guys also live in you guys also hang out with all gym bodybuilders. You
Yeah.
know?
It's true. I forget that, like, we had this conversation with our friends last night. I'm like, I forget that not
Not
everybody is a
normal.
bodybuilder. Like, I think
Yes.
that we're normal,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And so then, yeah, I forget that that's just not everybody. But we just are surrounded by that, right?
Exactly. I mean, I came for Conan's birthday the other time, and there were just like 10 dudes that could barely sit in the chair,
Yeah.
right? I'm like,
It's so
I'm like,
true.
Well, you automatically
these are all his
small.
friends. Yeah, right.
We're going to have to put a picture of
I
that
was
here.
the smallest guy there, right?
Yeah.
You
So-
automatically feel small.
So yeah, I mean and Conan has to be obviously the biggest guy there, he won't have any friends that are smaller, right?
Yeah.
How bigger? I'm sorry.
No, I mean,
Now
you.
my training
yeah.
partner is way bigger than me.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, Regan Rice.
I mean, your training partners have all been like Olympians,
that's
so he's
true.
used to being the small
I
guy.
always,
Okay.
I always somehow manage having the elite around me because I feel like that makes me want more.
Of course, you have to.
Like, I really believe. Like I saw the other day the picture where there's a strawberry who's gotten bad, and then the next to it a strawberry who half of it is bad. It shows like what you surround yourself. That's what you get.
Absolutely.
And like, when you're around great people, you're gonna be somehow also great.
They rub off on you, of course.
Yeah.
And
You're the
like-
average of the 5 people around. you
Yeah,
know?
and like imagine your friends probably are not homeless people. You have wealthy people, like business owners, because
you're homeless.
Yeah.
that's what you like. That's
Surround
your
yourself.
surroundings.
Well, in Vegas, I'm just more consumed with work. I got a few friends, but yeah, it's just kind of Vegas is like the definition of U.S. It's all business here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, everybody's got they're all entrepreneurs.
Right.
We're all running our own businesses. Yeah.
We're all mini businesses, and that's
Yeah.
what U.S. is. U.S. is one. If you're not coming here to work,
Yeah, it's the American dream.
you better leave.
Yeah, for sure.
So how important is it for your business that you look good? I mean, you look good. You're good in shape. You take care of yourself.
Yeah, I mean,
How important is that as in the industry you work?
I mean, I think that should be the standard, you know?
Yeah.
Not like a mandatory thing, but yes, I mean, you can't be this fat guy smoking a cigarette and telling people to not smoke and lose weight, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You have to practice what you preach, and no one's going to respect you or your word if you're not following your own advice.
It's like
right?
don't trust a skinny chef. It's like
Right.
that.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I think you have to take some pride into your appearance, show your discipline, and that shows in in everything you do, right? In your preparation to treat other people, you have to also be prepared for to yourself, right? To treat yourself right?
So
Yeah,
you work
absolutely.
you work out very often and look what you eat. So what's
Yeah.
your like routine look like weekly?
Yeah.
Are you counting calories? Are you like how you manage to stay fit?
No,
I know you do like 2 hours cardio every morning.
I do that. Yes.
So
That-
for the listeners,
Yeah.
we were for the listeners, we were living both at the Panorama Towers, and this guy was every morning like 90 minutes, 2 hours. But I don't know how you did 90 minutes or 2 hours cardio, but
it just became like just kind of like brushing your teeth, you know.
Yeah.
You just wake up and you go over there and you actually feel better and you kind of get your mind going, right? And before you know it, like your time's going by, right?
but 2 hours.
But
bro.
because we do the same. We wake up, do fasted cardio,
Yeah.
but like 30 to 45,
Yeah.
maybe 60 minutes.
Well, you got to do things that it's not like you're dreading it, you know?
Yeah.
You got to like, play with your stocks or something like that, you know? You got to watch some learning videos.
Yeah.
Or things to keep you busy while you're doing cardio.
Yeah, for
Because,
sure.
I mean, I can't listen to music anymore.
No, that doesn't.
You know what I mean?
It distracts you.
I can't listen to music and just work out.
Yeah.
I mean, just the cardio.
Yeah, cardio, you're like, give me something to distract me.
Right, exactly.
I don't want to
So
pay attention.
I still have to have that, you know? I mean, at home, I have a elliptical in front of TV, right?
Nice.
And I probably do that every single day. You know what I mean?
And the workout, how often you work
And
out?
and every single day almost.
Nice.
I'll do chest days. I'll do back days. If I'm gonna do leg days, I'll go to outside gyms.
Mm-hmm.
Shoulders I can do at home, right? But then if I want bigger weights or have a spotter or something, yeah, I'll go to.
So what do you have at home as equipment?
I want to say I got like 6 different things. Treadmill. I got a squat rack with a whole setup with the bench press and everything, right?
Nice.
I have cables.
Nice. You can
Cables.
do almost with those
Yeah.
two a lot of already.
Cables, pull downs. You could do flies. You could do deltoids. I got a lower back machine, and I got one of those, those electric ab sort of stimulators.
Oh, does it like zzz, like
Those
does
ones,
the
yeah.
nice.
But
Yeah.
are they doing anything?
Yeah, they're doing something.
But like while you work out, you
Well,
don't, or do you just wear it throughout the day?
Well, no, those are not those. I'm talking about the professional ones, like Neosculpt. Okay.
Not
ki-
like the ones you buy for $30 at
No,
the
not those ones.
TV
No.
shops.
There's a machine called Neosculpt. That's the
Oh, okay.
American version. They try to advertise this for like $200,000. Okay, which
Damn.
is kind of a scam, right? But the machine has these big paddles, and if you kind of covers your old abs, and they have certain body attachments that it stimulates your muscle like crazy. And they've done studies. After 4 sessions, you hypertrophy your muscle 20%, and then you atrophy the fat about 19%.
Wow.
Right? So I have like a knockoff version of those, from Korea,
I want to say from China.
from eBay.
You already said
From
it.
yeah. So
Yeah.
do you just wear it and it does its thing, or do you wear it while you do ab workout?
I mean, no, that machine is hooked up to this giant machine that's heavy.
So you
right?
just sit there.
You sit there and you could do. Yeah, I mostly do abs with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, so you are doing some sort of like crunch with
No,
it?
no,
you just let it sit there.
And it's like
Nice.
and it's going. It's basically giving you like 20,000 sit-ups
Wow.
in
I'm
like
gonna sleep
20,
with that.
20 minutes.
Yeah, for
I'm
real.
gonna sleep with that.
Yeah.
Put it on. Put
Yeah,
it
we're
on.
coming over.
Put it on. And put some Xanax. And like I'm like waking up with a 6-pack.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, oh, okay.
He's going now home. I should do that.
It actually hurts. Like it's making you contract so hard,
Yeah, yeah.
and you have to kind of go with it. Yeah. I mean, you could. I mean, at first you can't crank it up. It will be painful.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, eventually you get used to it. But it makes you pretty sore. Yeah.
I tried one of those at the expo in Turkey.
Yeah.
They was
It hurt.
painful.
Yeah, it hurt.
that was
It's those
painful.
ones, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
That was like
Especially
a strong
the
machine.
leaner you are, because you don't have fat to
Yes.
stop the pain.
right, yes, and you can't really do much if you're going to a cell phone, like electrical current,
Oh,
sure-
so you just have to sit there and
you just
take
gotta
it.
sit there, take it right.
Can you only do that on your apps or everywhere?
You could do it everywhere. Yeah, it just depends on the paddle settings. Now, I also have the paddle setting that you sit on, it was made for like incontinence, some of that, but
Oh, okay.
it's a bigger paddle, and you could do like your glutes, or you could turn the paddle down and do your entire abs. You know what I mean? Like a bigger area, right?
Wow.
Did you ever put it on your?
It's accidentally gone there. It hurts.
Ow, ow. Yeah.
It actually hurts. Like women sit on it for stimulating collagen and building those muscles down there
Yeah, to
that have pelvic sort of
pelvic floor
right.
exercise kind of thing.
So, and they treat like OBGYN doctors. They have those machines, and women come, they sit on it, right? And it treats incontinence, which is
Going to the bathroom without wanting to.
yeah, that happens after just with age or having a lot of pregnancies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, and they take a lot of pain. Like if you sit on it on 1%,
Wow.
you would hate it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, women, we have a way higher pain tolerance.
Oh, yeah.
We're just wired that way.
Oh yeah.
And you can see that in bodybuilding. Like he'll train a
Yeah.
girl versus a guy, and a girl will
take
just
more pain.
they'll
Wow.
just keep going. Yeah,
Wow.
we just have a higher pain tolerance.
Yeah, no, I've noticed it.
Yeah, I also don't understand people who say tattoos don't hurt. It hurts. Like my pain tolerance is not that I can't handle a lot of pain.
Yeah. Well, and the tattoos, don't you get like numbing cream?
Yeah, but they don't work that well. Like I tried it now once on my chest tattoo, and it was still terrible.
Yeah.
But you think the nerves still are
Oh,
kind
man.
of firing,
Yeah,
like
I
you
mean-
can numb the surface, as you know, as a doctor.
Yeah.
But the nerves are still
Yeah, my tattoo artist, like the first 4 hours, it was hurting so bad. He's like, "Oh, then let's try the spray." I'm like, "Why did we wait this long?" and then he
Jesus.
put the spray on. The pain was gone.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't think why did we wait 4 hours? Like
exactly.
I'm dying here.
well, because they'll only last like a certain amount of time.
No,
so
he
you'd
did it
rather
a
the
couple
end.
times.
Oh.
The spray was a numbing spray?
Yeah, and
But
the
you have to do
spray-
it once it's open,
yeah,
like once the
spray
skin's
is-
broken.
Yeah, the spray was way better.
Yeah. I wonder what it is. I know there's now these luxury high sort of tattoo treatments where they bring like an anesthesiologist. They
Yeah,
kinda,
that's what I
they
wanna
put you
do.
to sleep. It's like 20 grand a tattoo,
Yeah.
right?
I want to do it for my back.
You
Like
do the
because
entire
my
back.
because my back needs probably like 4 tattoo artists working at the same time.
Right. They get four
yeah,
guys.
just like
right.
pass out.
Yeah.
and
Pass
just have
out
it
the way,
done.
wake up and you have your whole back done.
That's right. You wake up, you got art in your back.
I mean,
yeah.
people cheating with other stuff. Why not? Like
But that's the cool part about a tattoo. You see somebody with a tattoo, and you're like, they can handle shit. You know what I mean?
but
Like,
I do tattoos because I like how they look, not the pain. Some people like I like the pain. I'm like,
I don't
no,
know.
it just looks good.
I never looked at tattoos and said, that guy can handle some shit.
No,
I
me
don't know. I feel like
neither.
it's just like a status symbol. Like,
Yeah.
I can handle this fucking pain. I don't know.
Oh, around the nipples, I thought I'm dying, man.
Yeah. I don't have any. I thought about it.
Time.
You deal with needles enough all day, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm
I
good.
mean, I can stab myself in the face with a needle, but I can't,
Stab myself.
But that's
Tattoo is hard.
another kind of pain, man. It's like
Yeah. It's, no, I don't think I would like it.
To me, like
I
I
don't
only
like it
had
either.
a little baby one on my finger, and it feels spicy. Like,
Yeah.
like it's just like continuous buzzing.
you saw how big her tattoo
yeah,
is.
my little baby tattoo.
It's like 2 minutes.
It's like
Jesus.
2 minutes, but I was like,
That's
it-
the only one you have?
Yep, just there.
Okay, yeah,
my
that's-
wedding finger.
Yeah.
This was 7 hours.
But
Yeah.
because I've experienced, like, it just feels to me, it feels spicy. Like
Yeah,
it just
that's
like
right.
keeps going.
Well, we have this thing called microneedling. It's like this machine that just needles.
Yeah.
I imagine it feels like that. you know?
Similar. Yeah.
But yeah,
But we all do for looking good, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you do
yeah.
what you gotta do.
Yeah.
I mean, I see a lot of tattoos in Vegas. Almost everyone has tattoos.
Oh
in
yeah,
Vegas.
very normal here.
Very
I mean, there's
normal.
so many tattoo parlors too.
Yeah, I remember my mom always like, don't do any tattoos, then you can't work in banks. Like, do I look
Mom.
like
Like,
I'm gonna
oh
work
darn
in a bank?
it, we
Do I
can't
look
work in the
like-
bank. You
Oh,
could go
gosh,
rob the bank.
My dream, right?
Yeah, but some people do tattoos where you can't see it. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I do whatever.
Yeah.
It's some jobs,
I
but I
mean-
think nowadays everybody's like calmed down.
But
when it
in
comes
Europe,
to
in
tattoos.
some countries, you can't be police officer if you have tattoos, visible tattoos. Means like the tattoos can only go till here, nothing around your throat,
Wow.
hands.
Wow,
Yeah.
yeah.
They don't take you. The
Wow.
police. That's
Interesting.
crazy.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
I don't think
Yeah.
the U.S. is like that anywhere.
No, U.S. There's.
Yeah.
there's
We have
mean-
the right.
I would say it used to be like that. I mean, there were some things you couldn't do. I mean, for some jobs.
Yeah, it used to be,
Yeah.
and I feel like in the past, I don't know, 5 to
but
10 years,
I think still you can't work in a bank having a face tattoo.
Yeah,
a
probably.
face tattoo is kind of a.
Well, look, I'll tell you this. We have a plastic surgeon friend, Dr. Brocious. He's in town, and he's a brilliant guy. He's really good at what he does, and he's got his whole face tattooed.
Wow.
He's got tattoos, probably more tattoos than anyone that I know.
That's cool. I mean, I would probably like him more
He's
as
got
a surgeon.
He's got
you know?
the Predator, Arnold's movie Predator.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's a big Predator freak, so he's got all kinds of Predator themes on his body.
That's cool.
But yeah, I mean, and imagine him operating on you, and you open up as like this tattooed face guy. Right?
Ah! You like wake up
Did
from
that look-
anesthesia.
You're like a guy from the jail, like.
Yeah, but I trust him with. I mean, he's good.
Yeah.
So, I mean that sort of taboo is going away.
Yeah, I think it's
tattoos
gone,
Are
yeah.
Not, tattoos are not taboo anymore.
And I
Yeah.
think, like, to me, I like when people are authentic. And if you aren't afraid to have ink, I feel like then you're just an authentic person, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you give a fuck.
I mean, look, you have to just have open mind. If someone has one, doesn't have one, you can't judge them
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you do laser like tattoo removals?
We don't have a machine that does that yet. But yeah, I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good business too.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
have. But I think a lot of tattoo parlors are in that business too.
Yeah.
They do.
We'll tattoo you and then remove it. if
Remove
you don't
it.
like it.
Yeah, they
Let
got
me-
the
But
both
you pay us
machines.
twice.
Let me write it wrong, and then I remove it.
Exactly. You know
So
what I
you
mean?
told us you had top 5 things that you do in your clinic.
Right.
What you said, the
Weight
weight
loss.
loss and then Botox.
Well, Botox and fillers, those are always going to be like,
Yeah.
that. I think Botox is like something like once you do, you can't ever go back to having wrinkles.
Yeah, you
right?
maintain it.
You just
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
oh, I'm going to go sport my wrinkles now, right?
That's
Yeah.
like steroids.
It's
Once you started steroids, there's no way back.
Do
That's
you have
right.
advice for anybody, like when it comes to like Botox and fillers, like when to start, like what to think about?
right. Well, I would say like, okay, so Botox, I mean, anyone can start anytime, but I would say that the wider your skin is, the lighter you are, the probably sooner you want to start. On top of staying away from the sun. So sun for white people, the whiter your skin is, the more damaging, right? So the more the advanced wrinkling, pigments, whatever. So if you have lighter skin, you want to start maybe in your late 20s, 30s, and as the darker you get, you could probably prolong it a little more. But then it depends also on your genes. Some people have this huge muscles, and they should probably start earlier, right?
Yeah, you
Because
told me
eventually-
my frown is very strong.
Right. The glabellar complex, which is this muscle, right? The frown and the 11s. Some people have just the one, right? The one big old crease, right? So yeah, I mean, it's all relative to what the person doesn't like.
Yeah.
And I recommend those things, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think I got my first Botox, like they called it preventative Botox, right? And
Yeah.
it's like, because some people think like, oh, I'll wait till I'm in my 40s or 50s. And I'm like, no. And my early 30s, like I want it to pause here. Like this is where
Right.
I want it to pause.
Right.
And so like somebody explained that to me. And I was like, oh, preventative Botox, it makes sense because it's like I want
Right.
no more than I already have,
Right. No, I mean that was a marketing thing, right?
Yeah.
Let's
I'm
get
sure.
people that don't need it to get it and call it preventative, right? But in a sense, it's kind of true, yes, because once you freeze your face, it kind of stops your aging at that point,
Yeah.
right?
And
As
so,
far as the muscles creasing your skin and causing lines, right?
yeah, and so like if I can do that at 30, I'd rather that than wait till 40 or 50, I guess. I don't know, personally.
Well, add it up. I mean, add up the expense, right? So if you're doing Botox 4 times a year, as the average, right?
yeah,
At $500, that's what, $2,000 a year.
yeah.
So you do it for 10 years before you really need it. That's added up for, that's
20K.
20K
Yeah.
to, that's kind of a small price to pay, right?
Yeah, rather than like waiting to get a facelift
Right.
or
Because the facelift these days, if you go to Beverly Hills, it's like 120K.
oh yeah. So
And
preventing is
the one-
probably
yeah, people out
better.
here charge, I want to say, anywhere from 20 to 30K for a facelift.
Wow.
And you don't just need a facelift, you probably need a neck lift
neck
too,
lift, yeah.
right?
So dumb question.
Yep.
Don't judge. Why do black people not crack? Black don't crack.
You
Why
said
don't they
whiter skin gets
Yeah.
wrinkler quicker.
Like
So
why
is that
are
why?
darker? Like what is it?
Well, I think they're just, dark skin is less prone to sun damage. And they have some more collagen. They have just different skin makeup. More collagen, thicker skin.
Yeah.
They really don't wrinkle. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. I don't. We have. We have some people that are darker skin,
Yeah.
but it's very rare.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn it, I'm white. Fuck. Just kidding. Good thing I have you.
Well, just gotta make more money. That's all.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. That's how I look at it. I'm like, it's just a maintenance,
That's
right?
right.
Like, it's just put it on my list of things that I have to do to maintain.
That's right. That's right. Or you could. You could also choose to age gracefully.
Yeah.
That's what I'm choosing to
that's
do
also an
with
option.
Botox.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I'm choosing that. So what are the other treatments?
The other three
All right,
top
so yeah,
ones.
the fillers, Botox. I would say some other.
Are you guys doing TRT?
TRT and hormone replacement. We do a lot of those for both men and women. I do a lot of pellets. I would say pellets is getting pretty popular,
Yeah.
and it's just kind of like I've
Pellets? What's pellets?
pellets are basically testosterone.
Oh,
actually-
for a long time.
yes, and it gets released slowly.
Oh, nice.
It's basically testosterone powder, and they compress it horizontally, vertically, and horizontally into the very, very concentrated pellet. It's sterile, and then you basically insert it into the fatty area, and it's released over like 6 months.
Wow.
So instead of doing testosterone injections once a week,
Twice or once a week.
or
Yeah.
in your terms, 3 times a week,
Or 3 times. a day.
3 times a day, it's basically once in the last 6 months.
And it kind of mimics like the normal release of hormones, like, our bodies
Is
used
that-
to do.
Is that the same principle with like when women don't want to get pregnant, they get something in their skin too?
Yeah.
Where they don't get pregnant for like 5 years or 3 years.
Yeah, I
Is
mean
that similar?
There is that's something like that. Yes, I mean, testosterone, any form you give a man, they become infertile too.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so same with woman's hormone, right? But essentially, you could do the same if you wanted to. You could implant a hormone into a woman, and then they won't get pregnant. Sure.
Now,
Yeah,
how do you-
in Switzerland they do a lot of that.
Yeah.
It's like you don't need to the pill, so you do that, and then 5 years you can't get pregnant.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's bioidentical hormones are
Yes.
a lot safer than
Absolutely.
all the synthetic stuff they've made over the years. And those were the ones were actually causing breast cancer,
Yeah.
uterine cancer.
Yeah.
And then at some point, they just kind of lumped them all into one, and they said hormones cause cancer,
Yeah.
which wasn't the case. Pellets have been around since 1950s.
Wow.
And they've been using it on and off, and they kind of stopped. One, because Big Pharma doesn't make much money off big pellets, right?
It's all about money.
They're just bioidentical hormones, right? You can't really brand it, or you can't do so. That's one thing. And then two, I would say there's more money for Big Pharma to make in other things, in
Yeah.
managing symptoms, disease, right? The big process, right?
Yeah, because hormone replacement therapy is to make you feel your best. It's not
Right.
life or death, right? In the medical field, it's like, people that just go to a normal metabolic doctor, like an endocrine or
Right.
an OBGYN, they're looking at it as like, oh, are you in like a healthy range? As to where like a TRT or a hormone replacement clinic is looking at what are your most optimal levels for you to feel your best. Like, I want to keep the levels of a
Right.
25-year-old the rest of my life if I can,
Yeah. And I totally agree with that. I mean, I would say that most OBGYNs don't know hormones.
No.
They know birth control pills.
Yeah.
Endocrinologist, I would say no hormones better. And then if you specialize in sort of the hormone replacement therapy and everything around it, I would say those are the best people to go to
Yeah.
for those kind of treatments. In endocrine, I would say endocrinologist would only give you hormones if you're deficient in it. They won't
Yeah.
give it to optimize you.
Yeah,
Right?
like, because as a woman, you can be like from an 8 to an 85 is healthy.
Right.
Right. And so,
wanna
what
be
if your whole life you were at 85 and then as you age, it started to go down and you feel like shit? And you're like, well, I wonder why I feel like shit. Oh, because you're at an 8 now instead of 85, but 8 is still normal, you
Right.
know? So, a normal doctor isn't necessarily allowed to prescribe you
Well,
testosterone in that situation.
They're allowed to. They just don't They don't want to.
They don't want
They
to.
don't have the knowledge to.
Yeah.
And they just say, look, you're not dying, so just
Yeah.
accept getting old and you
Yeah.
know being miserable. That's life.
Yeah,
right?
normal doctors are just looking at life and death rather than optimization.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is the world is changing. I mean, people don't really respect normal doctors anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
true.
Because I
Because
mean,
you go to a normal doctor, he sends you no matter what to another doctor.
that's right. And all he
Like-
wants to do is bill your insurance and do the minimum for you.
Oh yeah.
And they're booked out for 6 months from now, and
Yeah.
they don't do shit.
Oh yeah, I went to an OBGYN and I told him, look, I'm on progesterone because my hormone replacement therapy, said I needed it.
Okay.
It fixed all of my, PMS really bad symptoms or whatever. And he's like, oh no, progesterone is the reason. And I'm like, but it fixed my symptoms. And he's like, no, it's the reason you're feeling. And I'm like, but it fixed the symptoms. He just wanted to sell me, his pellets or whatever. So how do you find the levels that your patients need for pellet? Because that's a scary thing for me. I'm a singer. And I've had students before that get the pellets and it's too high of a dose and they've got to wait it out for 6 months and their voice is deepening. Do you have a way of figuring out what, their amount should be when you do the pellets?
Well, yeah. I mean, we always check the blood before we put any sort of treatments, right?
Yeah.
Creams, pellets, or injections. I would say yes. You have to have some symptoms of not feeling well, not yourself, right?
Yeah.
This can occur mostly in women around menopause, like 5-10 years before or maybe after, right? And then guys that have the same thing, right? Just a male menopause, right? Or menopause. So yeah, it comes down to blood work and matching that with the symptoms. Now, sometimes their symptoms are terrible, but then blood work is normal. You usually treat the symptoms more
Yeah.
because there's a thing called the androgen. It's called the androgen insensitivity syndrome. That means that your body gets kind of used to a certain amount of hormone,
Yeah.
and it becomes kind of like diabetes, right? It becomes insensitive to its own insulin. Your body also becomes insensitive to its own androgen or
yeah.
thyroid or whatever, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you just need a lot more of that to overcome the receptors.
That's why I'm taking you.
I mean, that explains your TID.
Yeah.
So for all meatheads, I have a question I need to ask. Can I put more than one pellet in my body? Like if I want a higher dose?
I thought you were going to ask me, can you do pellets and injections?
And creams.
I will do that no matter what. But
So usually in men, I do, the pellets are like this big, okay? I put about 13 to 15 of those.
Oh, wow.
And they're kind of just in a fatty area, and you check the blood work about 5 weeks later, and you see what that number is. You kind of try to get them to like about 1,200 testosterone levels, right?
But I could also put more in it.
I mean, usually go what, 10,000? What's your
Probably over 15.
15,000? Jesus.
I think
I
his
don't
blood
think
work came back and it was off the charts.
Yeah,
It wouldn't
it
be able
doesn't measure it
It couldn't
anymore.
measure it anymore. It was just over.
Oh, I see. So that has to be it has to be more than like 4,000 or 5,000. That those labs don't do.
I think they don't do over 1,500.
Yeah, I think it was past
15 plus.
the one that he did it with was like LabCorp, I think.
You know what? We could actually ask for a specific number. I mean, you have to ask for it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
So,
if you wanted to find out, but then look, it depends on when are you testing your testosterone too. Are you testing it a day after? Because everyone is going to be up.
yeah,
right?
after the shot.
Or are you testing it? I mean, usually men do it once a week, right? So we test it about a day before your next injection.
Yeah, I do mostly. The reason why people ask me why I'm injecting daily, so I divide my weekly dose through 7
There you
and
go.
do daily doses.
That's fine.
So
and-
I
and-
don't want to go up
That way
and
you don't have
down.
an up and down.
Yeah, yeah, and I get that. I mean, sometimes I cut people to twice a week,
Yeah, I'm twice a
Yeah.
week.
or you can customize it however you want, But then the total milligrams is about
Yeah.
200, right? 200
Yeah.
for average person.
Yeah, for average.
Is about a week, right? Now,
Yeah.
some guys are bigger than others, right? So let's say like 400 or 500 for you, right?
Let's say 400.
But that number, that number has like an average level for you, right? So what number do you feel good at? Most men, it's anywhere from 800 to 1,200. That's a pretty good range, right? Now, when you get past like 3,000, that's when you get mood changes and
Yeah,
roid
yeah.
rage or whatever you
Yeah,
want to call
Or
it.
gyno,
you know,
or
or now you need just medication to for the other side effects, like for
estrogen
for
blockers.
prolactin or
Mhm.
estrogen. You know.
Right. I mean, that's for. I mean, it's not in my world. That's
Yeah.
for kind of
Yeah.
the bodybuilding world. That's
Yeah.
illicit.
But I think that's
So-
something to make really clear for
Yeah.
people is like steroid use and TRT,
It's not the
HRT
same.
are not the same, right? You're looking at how do I optimize a person's level of hormones for a normal human being. Steroids are a whole other class, right? And so I always, because I teach classes about this, webinars and seminars and stuff, and I'm like, you have to understand because people put them in the same, and I'm like, they are not the same.
Well, we call them. I mean, steroid abuse.
Yeah.
And there's TRT. I mean, you could abuse TRT as
You
well.
could, yeah, absolutely.
But if it's done under a medical provision, then it's called a guide, medically guided TRT, which we check your levels all the time. We're not going to prescribe you more than what you need.
So that's a funny. It's funny. Sorry that I bothered you. But funny is our friend Dushkov. He's like he went to a TRT clinic. I'm laughing still. He's like they don't give me anymore.
Yeah.
I'm like why? He's like yeah they gave me a bottle for 3 months, but I used it in 3 weeks. I'm like
Yeah.
you are also a fucking dumbass.
yeah.
Like he's like I went back and wanted to buy more. I'm like does your brain not realize they gave you the dose for
Yeah, it's
3
like a
months?
prescription. Like
Yes.
you
You
can't
can't just take
refill
it
your
in free-
prescription.
Yeah, that's right. You can't take like your prescription for like 30 days and finish it.
Yeah,
in
and then
2.
fit it in 2 days and
You
then
can't
go get
just-
more.
It's not like a liquor store. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And with growth hormone, are you guys having also working with growth hormone?
A little bit, yeah. Growth hormone is, I would say,
It's a bit more tricky, right? Because
Yeah.
what's the reason you can prescribe somebody growth hormone?
well, there is some like main reasons like dwarfism, or you have
Yeah.
some genetic reason why
You
your-
can't
your-
grow.
Yeah, pituitary doesn't release it, right? And then there are some relative ones like injuries.
So my other, sorry. So sometimes you do blood work, and I have clients. They do blood work, and their growth hormone is low.
Yes.
But you can't prescribe that person growth hormone, right? There needs to be a medical reason.
Well, that's a tricky one because growth hormone is actually very hard to measure in your blood, right? Growth
Yeah.
hormone is pulsatile release, right? So it's released while you're sleeping,
Yeah.
right? The better your sleep is, technically, the more growth hormone you should be releasing, right? If you're taking all the supplements, the arginine, the stuff that makes growth hormone, and there's some peptides like samorelin to increase your own growth hormone, great. But even in your blood, it's very irregular. You gotta check it at a certain time. It's volatile, and then there's some breakdowns of it like IGF-1.
Yeah.
So people check that IGF-1.
Yeah, that's what they check
Right.
normally.
And there's like some number 500, that we want to see, or, I think if you see like a 0, yeah, you call them deficient, I guess,
But is there you can prescribe him or still not?
I mean, yeah, you could prescribe it to
Oh.
them, sure. Yeah. I
If
mean,
they're really low.
I think it's more tricky.
if
like
they're
the
really low, yeah,
situation.
and they have to have obviously some symptoms, some reasons why they're low, obviously,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot more science that we need to discover on growth hormone and how to apply it. But I mean, look, it has the reputation of being the fountain of youth, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
By-
people always think like, well, why are people in Hollywood looking so young? I'm like, they're
Right.
all using human growth.
Right. So if you do it right, I would say yeah. And
Yeah.
that's a 1-2 units,
Yeah.
and it's a cycle in, cycle off, kind of 3 to 6 months in, right? 3 to 6 months off it, right?
So I have a client, Ryan. So he's using not the GLP, the second one that you're using.
Tirzepatide.
Yeah. And I prescribed him 2 units before bed.
You prescribed them.
Prescribed him like
Dr. Coden.
Dr.
I don't know.
Conan now.
to just get. And
Good job.
He felt like he says somehow I even didn't know. He says the combination, he feels so much better.
Yeah.
Is there a connection between the triples
Tirzepatide.
and
Tirzepatide, yeah.
And human growth?
and the human growth?
I wouldn't say, well, okay, growth hormone, I would say there is some connections in the gut, because tirzepatide, what it does, it's inhibiting or agonizing the GLP and the GIP. There's two receptors. It's called a dual receptor agonist, right? So it's kind of working in the gut. Now, growth hormone is made in pituitary, but it has some activity in the gut too. I would say the combination makes sense because tirzepatide makes you not want to eat, right? Your body wants to kind of atrophy, muscle especially, right? So it kind of makes sense why you want to do things to boost your growth hormone, and that's normally by working out, doing weights. Weight training releases growth hormone, right?
Yeah.
Now, not everyone's doing that, but you could add it on those combinations for to feel better, of course.
Well, and we
Yeah,
all have
crazy.
more human growth the younger we are, right? I mean, it's
That was the most when you were
when you were
around puberty, right?
Yeah, and so it's like that's why they call it the fountain of youth. Is like we're
Right.
just going back to where our bodies were,
I mean, we're a society right now that we still fear death, you know? Nobody wants to get old. Nobody wants to die,
Yeah.
you know? And I think at some points, I mean, I don't know, it'd be weird to see a society that, kind of embraces death. Like, okay, it's going to come. Let's look forward to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not sure we'll get there.
Do you think anti-aging, like the best place to start, for our listeners, was the best place to start with hormone replacement therapy?
Anti-aging, no. Anti-aging starts with the fundamentals. Is eating right,
Yeah, eating.
hydration, sleeping right,
Working out.
working out. That's anti-aging. That's the original anti-aging.
Yeah, absolutely.
But people want the cheat codes, right? People
Yeah.
want to boost that. I mean,
Yeah.
or not do those.
Yeah, of course.
And then anti-age, right?
But do you
Let's-
then think like what age should people look at hormone replacement therapy for their best?
Well,
It depends, I think. Like, you need
Yeah.
to do blood work.
it depends, but I would say for both sexes, 40s is usually typical.
Yeah.
Now there is rare cases where, like a woman, premature ovarian failure, let's say. Whatever reasons the ovaries fail, they stop secreting hormones, right?
Yeah.
Or pituitary fails, right? And there's various conditions, viruses that make both areas fail. But when pituitary fails, it doesn't send signals to your endocrine glands, which
Yeah.
is your ovaries and testicles, to make the hormones, right? It's a negative feedback system, right?
Yeah.
So in those rare cases, yeah, you have to start earlier. But you would check the pituitary hormones, you would check the actual
All the sex
hormones.
hormones.
Yep.
Yeah. For females, progesterone, estrogen,
I felt
testosterone.
I felt men's testosterone levels go down like
Starting
by
in
30.
30, right?
I mean, yeah, growth hormone and testosterone go down after 30, for sure.
So would it not make sense to do blood work and see and start at 30?
There's no
Or is that too early?
there's no guidelines at all with hormones. There's guidelines for like colonoscopy,
Yeah.
which you'll get there soon. It's
Lucky
actually
you.
40. It's actually 45 now.
Oh wow.
It used to be 50. It's now 45. But there's no guidelines for that. They don't. No one cares about hormones.
Yeah.
I think, and there's a bit. I mean, I'm in the society, the industry of getting people to be aware
Yeah.
that the biggest, I guess, negligence to even. I mean, I would say women more because women go through menopause. The symptoms are much worse than men, right?
Yeah.
And nothing was done about that. They just no medical entity came up and said, "Look, we could treat this."
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, and nothing has been established as far as guidelines.
Yeah.
So I think it just depends on these outside the system providers kind of talking about it, promoting it, looking at all the research material.
Yeah.
And I've done a lot of training in different places, looking at this research. And all the research is and this is the previous research, like the last 60 years.
Yeah.
And looking at all the different studies and actually seeing that hormones, were they beneficial or not? And almost all of them showed that they actually, you said as a life and death. Yeah, they're not immediate life and death, but
Over time.
without hormones, a woman's bones become osteoporotic.
Yeah.
Your blood vessels become weak. The brain becomes early dementia, right?
Yeah.
Those are all what hormones contribute to, right? So you want to have optimal hormones till the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So people say, well, when do I mean, you stop till you don't want to feel good anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
they say like, oh, once you're 30, it's all downhill from there. I mean, it's because your hormones change.
It's, yeah.
Right? So it's like if we all looked at our hormone level. I mean, I know I take hormone replacement therapy and it's helped me so much just because my cycle was a mess, you know,
Right.
and I just never felt good. But that was all growing up, right? And so it's funny because people are all using birth control. Those are hormones.
Those are the worst hormones.
Those are the worst ones. So you'd rather
Yep.
use hormone replacement therapy hormones.
Yes.
You know.
And that's estradiol. That's microionized progesterone. And that's testosterone, CPO-NATE. And that's about it. And then
Yeah.
there's obviously the thyroid, the desiccated thyroid. Those are the main hormones we use.
Yeah.
You know, that's what anti-aging, TRT, HRT is about. Is mostly those four hormones. Okay.
That's good guidelines.
Yeah. I
For
mean,
people,
and
yeah.
I think people are catching on to it. And my patients that do the pellets, most of them are women. They're not men.
Yeah.
Men like the shoot.
Yeah.
You know,
Like, all right, let's
they
fucking
feel
go.
they like that feeling. I think a lot more than just having stable 1,200 hormones, 1,200 hormones, right? But the woman these are usually around menopause, and for them it's, you know, we don't get hot flashes, but women get severe hot flashes.
Oh yeah.
Terrible symptoms. They feel like they age like overnight,
Yeah.
right? And all those things basically are reversed.
Yeah.
So
So-
people who watch now, you want to tell like where your clinic is and stuff, so
Oh, yeah.
they can do
So-
a consultation.
Yeah, you could look me up. Google Dr. Cash Inc.
Yeah, with the K.
I'm close by the Fit Club, actually.
Yeah.
I'm down at Jones and 215. We have all the services online.
Perfect.
Look us up. Yep.
Yeah.
We got Instagram, Dr. Cash Inc.
They take
at-
good care of you.
Yep.
They did my forehead.
If you guys call him, use code Conan10.
Code 10.
You get a shot for free.
Conan gets a vial for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Finder's fee.
Thank you for coming.
Of course. Thank you, guys.
Really appreciate you.
Yep.
You want to say something to people? What should they like health-wise or anything?
Any advice?
Any advice?
Well, look, I always tell people, you know, stick to the fundamentals. Be aware every day. Meditate. Sleep well. Watch what you eat. You know, be nice to others. Spread good energy, and you should be okay.
And find a good name,
Find the good
With a
name.
K. It has to be with a K.
like Dr. K.
Apparently. We got Conan and Cash
Yeah, you're
here.
gonna make a claim.
My guy.
K and K.
K, K. Oh, yikes. If you have a third one, it could be really bad.
Oh, that was a bad one. Yeah.
I know Becca's not with a K.
Yeah, right? Ew, I could have a CKA, I guess.
But KK is another bad clan. So.
Yeah, we don't want 3 Ks.
Yeah.
2 is enough. 2 is enough.
Guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. Thank you also to my wife to join the podcast and our baby. Show to the camera.
Look at this little Fit Club dress. She's so cute.
Oh my God.
Say hi.
See you guys next time.